walking you through this session today. Okay, so before we look at the app, I'd just like to ask you a few quick questions. Firstly, what's your occupation?
I'm a social worker.
Okay, what do you do day to day?
I work in a nursing home with elderly patients.
Okay, roughly how many hours a day altogether, just a rough estimate, would you say you spend using the internet? Yeah.
I'd say about 5 to 6.
Okay. What kind of sites do you use when you use the internet?
Mostly for social, like Facebook and Instagram, but used occasionally in work when we need to look something up.
Okay. Do you have any favorite sites?
I love Facebook.
Okay. Before we begin, I just have some information for you, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I cover everything.
Okay.
You probably already have a good idea of why I asked you here, but I'll just go over it again briefly. I'm asking people to try and use an app that I'm working on so that I can see whether it works as intended. The session should take about 10 minutes. The first thing I want to make clear right away is that I'm testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong here. In fact, this is probably the one place today where you won't have to worry about making mistakes. As you use the app, I'm going to ask you as much as possible to try and think out loud. Say what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, and also what you're thinking as you're trying to do it. This will be a huge help to me.
Okay.
Also, please don't worry that you're going to hurt my feelings. I'm doing this to improve the app, and so I need to hear your honest reactions. If you have any questions as we go along, just ask them. I might not be able to answer them right away since I'm interested in how people do when they don't have someone sitting next to them to help. But if you do have any questions when we're done, I'll try and answer them then. And also, if you need to take a break at any point, just let me know. With your permission, I'm going to record what happens on screen and also our conversation. The recording will only be used to help me figure out how to improve the site, and it won't be seen by anyone except me and my lecturer. It also helps me because I don't have to take as many notes. Do you have any questions so far before we begin?
Not at the minute, no.
Okay. So let's start then. So I'm going to ask you to do a few tasks that I've written down on this piece of paper before we start. So here you go. So I'd like you to try and create a reminder for an elderly patient.
Okay, so I'll log in and create a reminder. So I'd ideally go to reminders. They're my present reminders, and I'd assume I'd hit the big plus. No. Maybe a plus today. And I'd add a heading and my reminder, and then hit continue. And then I'd put my date and time.
Okay.
And then I'd hit continue.
Okay, that's your first one done. So I'd also like you to join the discussion group called Dealing with Attitude Changes.
Okay, well at the navigation bar, these look like people, so I'm assuming discussion. Dealing with attitude changes, there's that one there, and there's a join button.
Okay. Also, I'd like you to find the article called Jelly Drops and Dehydration.
Okay, well they're all groups. Well, no, it's people. This looks like a notebook. Can I search? Does that work? No. Okay.
Not in the prototype.
Jelly drops?
Yeah.
Okay. Jelly drops and dehydration.
Okay.
There we go.
And I'd also like for you to find the top questions of the day in the app.
Okay, so mental health.
So the top questions of the day is kind of like questions that people might have using the app, and they can post it to like a discussion place on the app. So it's like the community
It's a discussion
section.
thing rather than a personal
Yes.
thing. Okay. Top questions today.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. So I'd also like for you to edit Michelle's hobbies, stressors and relaxers. So edit her board, and suggest to make a cup of tea.
Okay. So add a mental health reminder. Edit.
And
Suggest
to make a cup of tea.
make a cup of tea.
Perfect.
Done.
Okay. I'd also like for you to record an answer to the frequent question she telephones you about, in theory.
Okay. So there's the microphone there. Record an answer to a question. So typity type. Continue. When is my dentist appointment? My dentist appointment is at 2:30. Stop. Stop.
Oh, because of the prototype, I've got it so that it automatically goes to 12 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, my dentist appointment is at 2:30. Same answer.
Perfect. I'd also like for you to add a new memory to your timeline.
Okay. Add a new memory. Date of event. Age. Location. Call this event. Create. Continue.
Okay. Also, if you could try and view the memory full size. Okay, perfect. And then I'd also like for you to view what Michelle's mood was like on the 17th of January, 2022.
Okay. Yeah. Mid overview. What was the date?
The 17th of January, 2022.
It's view monthly stats. January the 17th.
Yeah,
There we go.
perfect. Okay, that's all of your tasks done. Thank you for participation.
Thank you.
Do you have any suggestions that you would make?
Maybe an instruction section so that whenever you download the app, it tells you a bit more what everything does.
Okay.
And maybe explain the telephone section a bit better.
Okay. Is there anything specifically that confused you throughout the app that you can think of? Something that stands out?
No, nothing really. Maybe just it would be a better understanding if I did have the instruction section.
Okay, to
So-
give you like an overview of what everything
Yeah,
does.
and to know where everything was located.
Okay. Also, are there any suggestions that you would make visually to it? Like, does anything look a bit weird or?
No, it looks very professional to me, and all the colours are very clear and outstanding.
Okay.
Overall, it is very visually appealing.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.